over. Backspace, rewind, pause, do it again one time. Do it again one time. Pull over. Backspace, rewind, pause.
Hello world, it's your girl Breez'e, and today this video is going to be about how to start your own hair extension company. Okay, now everybody in the industry right now in the hair world is selling extensions, from stylists to people who braid hair. You know, women are selling hair, guys are selling hair, so it's a very big market, and there are a lot of people doing it right now. And there's so many people doing it that a lot of people feel like there's no room for you to start a company, for you to start a hair extension company. There's more than enough room, and I'll tell you why. For one, everybody doesn't sell good quality hair, and customers are gonna fly away, they're gonna run away. Okay. Two, everybody doesn't know how to get their customers and keep their customers. And three, you know, sometimes you just get bad hair, and it doesn't even have to be the person who's selling their hair fault. You know, their vendors sometimes will just slip them up and mess up their clientele if you don't quality check your product. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to talk about with starting your own hair extension company, the first step, and this is only my opinion, so please do not, you know, come crazy in these comments, you guys. This is my opinion and the steps that I think you should take into building your company as someone who sells hair extensions. So now, I typed some things up here for you guys, so if you see me looking up, that's just me reading. Okay, so the first thing is you have to have a quality product, okay? Meaning you want to find a great vendor, okay? For one, you need to make sure that you are going by the 3 P's: people, process, and product, okay? So you need to make sure that you're selling quality hair. That is key. Having quality hair and good customer service is what's going to get your customers to come back continuously, and that's what you want. Because think about it, even if you're a small company, say you only sell hair to 30-40 people, okay? Say you sell hair to 30-40 people a month, right? But if you get those 30-40 people to come back consistently, you're good to go. Versus if you only selling to about 30-40 people and you don't have good quality, none of those people are going to come back. So you have nothing, okay? So you want to sell good quality hair, all right? So you're going to go through, you know, I haven't ran across any vendors that allow me to get samples for free. If you have awesome sauce, get them, sample them. Or sometimes they'll be free, but you'll have to pay for shipping. But shipping is like $50, so it's not really like you're paying, you know, it's not like you're getting a sample for free, because shipping is not that high for samples of hair. Yeah, so step one, quality product. Once you get your samples from their vendors, make sure you keep up with your receipts that you, when you purchase it from that vendor, make sure you mark it with who is that vendor, and you take notes on the hair. I say wear the hair for about 3 to 4 weeks. So try to wear the hair for about 30 days, for a month, to kind of see if it's going to maintain the same texture or quality that it was when you first got it, because it will change. You need to wash your hair, you need to dye your hair, you need to blow dry it, flat iron it, curl it. Do everything that you can or that you would want to do to your hair extensions to these samples, because you need to know if they're going to be able to hold up when you change the hair or when you do anything to it, okay? With a lot of curly hair, I do recommend, ladies, well, first I recommend anybody to co-wash your bundles, okay, when you get the hair, because me as a seller, I don't co-wash bundles for you, but you do need to co-wash them. And I'll tell you this, so when you're sampling your hair, if you have hair with any kind of texture, straight hair, it's going to be straight. Body wave, for the most part, it's going to have a little wave. But curly hair, deep wave, natural wave, any kind of textured hair with some kind of pattern, you want to wet it, okay? Because you want to wet it and you want to comb it out, because then it's going to change. I don't care what anybody says. Every sample that I've ran across that has a texture hair, like body wave, natural wave, deep curly, kinky curly, once you wet that hair, the texture and the curls change from when they first look when you get it, okay? So when you get kinky wave, it's normally like, you know, in this one form. But actually with my hair, once you wet it, it turns to these beautiful, beautiful coils. Okay, the hair is already pretty, but you wouldn't know that until you wet this hair. And when you wet it, just use a little bit of water, 3 parts water, and 1 part conditioner, and just spray it and detangle it. Okay, so do that, or co-wash, whatever you prefer to call it. So please make sure you're sampling your product. Okay, you want quality product. That's rule 1, quality product. Okay, so sample, sample, sample. I'll say it again, sample, sample, sample. You do not want to start a hair extension company and you have not sampled your hair. Because if you send anything out that is not of quality, that is not of good standards, you will never get a customer. You will be finished before you begin. Okay, so please sample, 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 quality check, and try to make sure you get a vendor you can trust. Now with the vendors, you have to pay for shipping. Okay, when your vendors ship the hair to you, then you have to also ship it out to your customers. So remember, you're paying 2 shipping fees. Okay, and if your vendor doesn't charge you shipping, cool, but majority of them do. Every last one I've come across charges shipping. Okay, so you have to make sure that they're not cheating you on your shipping, because some of them will skyrocket that shipping. So yeah. And then one more thing I'm going to say about, the hair and the vendor process and everything. You want to, of course, find somebody you can trust. Make sure they have good quality. If you're a beginner company, please try to find a vendor who does not label their hair. But please note, you will always have to check, because sometimes they will slip up and send you something with their tag or their name on it, because you have to remember, you are not the only person they are selling hair to or vendoring to or distributing to. So please make sure you check that, because say for instance, if you're not quality checking your hair once it comes to you and you're just packaging stuff and sending it to your customers now has contact to your vendor. Okay, so they can skip over you and go straight to your vendor. You've lost a customer. So please make sure you check that. And we'll get to the next step. Oh, one more thing. Make sure, okay, you want to make sure that you can trust your vendor. Okay, not just about the shipping, but make sure that they don't slip up on their quality of hair. Sometimes they will send you some good stuff, well, majority of the time they'll send you good stuff, and then after a while, when they get comfortable, they tend to slack up on the quality of hair that they send you. So you have to make sure that you are quality controlling your hair. Quality control. Check every last bundle down to the T. Okay, so we're gonna move on to step number 2. All right, so step number 2. In your company, once you've found your vendor, now you're ready to move on. Okay, so the next step for me was creating a name for my company. Okay, you have to have a unique name, because there are so many people out here selling hair extensions. You want your name to be completely different, completely unique and original from anybody else's, and that might be hard to do. So you can take your time with this. Okay, so try to think of names outside of the box. Something that's going to help you generate your company that's an unforgettable name, something catchy that people will want to say. Try to avoid names like Beautiful Extensions or Flawless Hair Extensions or Hot Hair or Butterfly. Yeah, just avoid those types of names. Okay, and remember, you're not just selling hair, you're selling a brand. So I decided to name my company Hair4Me Extensions. Now, another thing you can do when you're creating names, okay, write a list out. Okay, this is what I did. Write a list of names, just a bunch of list of random names for your company. Okay, I will say you do not have to include the word hair or extensions in your company or in your company's name if you don't want to. I preferably, or I would have preferred not to have hair in my name of my company, because then it could have been transferred to anything else. So name of my company is Hair4Me Extensions. So if I didn't put the word hair in something else, for example, it could have been Hair4Me lip balm, or Hair4Me cosmetics, Hair4Me extensions, Hair4Me clothing. You see what I'm saying? So if you just come up with a broad name and then you put whatever that company is, you'll be able to branch off into other things. Now, I can still by all means use my company name and just tag those different titles at the end of it, whether it be cosmetics or extensions or clothing. I can still add those on the end there, or accessories, you know. Then by all means you'll be able to do that. Or, you know, instead of just extensions, Hair4Me hair products. You see what I'm saying? That's why that's why I say try not to use the word hair in your actual name, because if you want to branch off into other aspects of business, it could be anything. Hair4Me extensions, Hair4Me cosmetics, accessories, hair care products, you know. So please do think about that when you're creating your name. So make a list of different names that you find unique, and if you can do logos, I would say do that. Or even if you can't do logos, just go in your Word docs. Everybody has Word, you know, the thingy, doc thingy. Go in your Words and just type up the different companies, okay? And then change the fonts and just see if anything catches your eye. And if it does, then I would say try to move on into trying to make a logo with the top 3. Okay, try to get a logo done with the top 3 and then choose. Me, I created my logo on my own. I do graphics design, and I'll get into that a little bit later in the video about exactly what all we do as a company, or that may be a separate video. So if you guys want that, click that poll that I'll try to put over there, and vote for what video you want me to do next about Hair4Me extensions. And now we're going to move on to step number 3. Okay, step number 3. You want to create a very well designed logo and website, okay? Now this is the part where I was talking about after you come up with your name, do those logos, okay? Your branding is everything, okay? You have to know who your customers are. Who are you selling this product to? You have to think about that when you consider your design, because you want it to be eye-catching. Certain things, I'm 16, so certain things that I find eye-catching, a 20-year-old, 21-year-old might not, you know, per se look at that. So do consider that when you're designing or creating your company, whoever, make sure you know who your target market or audience is. Sorry for this little noise, y'all. So once you choose a name, you need a well-designed logo and website. You want a strong and professional logo that can be put on any type of product, okay? Let's see. There is, I can't think of the name, but there's some kind of website that you can upload your logo to, and they'll just like put it on different products so you can see what it looks like. Like they'll put it on a water bottle, on a business card, on a phone, on a computer. You can see what your logo looks like on all those different applications. Don't know what it's called. If you know what I'm talking about, please comment below so people can know. So you want to create a professional logo and website so that your brand is recognizable and creative and tempting for people to want to view. Alright, so let's see. So the next thing, as far as your branding, you want to be very, very unique, okay? You want to be as different and as stand out as you want to be. You want to create the trends. You do not want to follow what all these other hair companies are following. Okay, this is what I mean by that. When you're marketing your company, you see one person marketing with pictures of I don't know, a lot of people wearing bikinis now, right? Okay, so a lot of hair extension companies, their models are wearing that bikini thingy thing so that people can be familiar and want to click on it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's what they want to do. Me personally, I want to do something completely different so that people can look at it and say, oh, that's new, that's different. Can y'all hear that noise? Sorry. I'm at the radio station, so it's right across the hall. But, so let's get into step number 4. Alright, number 4, knowing your customer. Okay? Will you be selling your hair extensions to African American women or Caucasian women? You know, so normally the race is a big key, and I hate to say this, I feel so wrong, but normally your race is the race that you're selling to, your market, is a big key when it comes to the hair business. Okay, So for hair extension companies, it's very important to know your marketed race, because certain extensions that African American girls like myself wear is not what will be fitting for Caucasian women. We have completely two different textures of hair. Everybody has different textures of hair, but you do want to know who are you selling these extensions to, because you know you will have to change your marketing strategy will need to be completely different. Okay. Marketing to a African American woman is different than marketing to a Caucasian woman. You have to have different extensions from marketing to myself or someone who is Caucasian. It has to be completely different. So do know that. Know your customer. All right. Step number 5. Choose what type of hairs you want to sell. Okay. So you need to decide what type of hairs you want to sell. There are all types of hairs. Okay. You have let's see here. You have Brazilian, you have Malaysian, you have loose wave, that's a texture, not a type. Hold on. You got Brazilian, Malaysian, Peruvian, Indian, East Eurasian. I don't know. It's a bunch of them. I myself don't know what any of those mean. I mean, I know what they're saying, but who really knows? We're not there. We don't really know what you're talking about, to be honest with you. So I don't go based off of that. I just go based off of quality hair and the texture of the hair. I need to see my texture. I need to see what is this hair going to do. Can I manipulate it with some flat irons? Can I finger coil it? I need to be able to do my thing with my hair. Okay. So you need to know that. You also need to know exactly what type of extensions you want to sell, not just traditional extensions with the weft. Do you want to do clip-ins, wigs? Do you want to do closures, frontals, 360s, lace fronts, full lace? You know, what exactly is it that you want to sell or start off with? For me, I started off with the normal hair extension bundles. And I am getting over into the closures and the frontals and 360s and all that, because that is what is now expected. That is now what customers are looking for. So sell it. Okay. Step number 6. Become an expert. Okay. Know your craft. Being an expert on hair extensions. Okay. You know everything that there is to know about the business. Okay. Meaning understanding the industry, different quality types of hair, the origins, the process of how it is wefted, the texture, everything that there is to know, you need to know. Kind of like, so say for instance, a lot of people don't know, but I don't know why they wouldn't. So say you're making a wig, you know, the little white mannequin heads. You're making your wig, you put your frontal on there, you know, you bleach your frontal, you put your frontal on there, you're sewing your weft, and you know, because your dye is on there, right? When your wig, when your mannequin head has turned colors, that is because there is dye on your bundles. That is exactly what that means. You can't not see it just by rubbing your hand, but because that mannequin is snow white, or if you put it on your, you know, the hair on your white shirt, the wefts, and you rub it, it will be dirty. Something will come off, meaning that your hair is processed. Okay, so they are lying. And me, I honestly, I don't know how you know if your hair is processed or not. Everybody keeps saying they know, like it's just some kind of big thing. You don't know. No one really knows what they're doing to that hair. You know, they be dipping it in some water and then they turn the texture thing. I'm like, they look processed to me. That looks processed. I don't know what y'all talking about. So it's really hard to know whether your hair is processed or not. So let's get into the next step.
Do it again